there has been an increase of 56% reporting depression in the last 6 years, with an onset during the adolescent and young adult years. This could result in poor academic achievement, increased rates of substance use, comorbid psychiatric conditions, and suicide. However, it is also important to notice that many students are undiagnosed as they do not perceive a need for help. In Feeling Bad on Facebook, Depression Disclosures by College Students on a Social Networking Site, a study by Moreno et al., researchers examined the disclosure of depression symptoms on Facebook by college students with 3 goals. The first was to describe displayed depression symptoms on Facebook. The second was to assess the prevalence of profiles whose display of symptoms met the criteria for major depressive episodes according to the DSM, or the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and finally to determine associations between displayed depression symptoms on Facebook and other demographic or Facebook use characteristics. Researchers also hypothesized that concerns regarding stigma would lead to low prevalence of reporting symptoms of depression in an online public environment. In terms of methods to do this, researchers weeded through Facebook profiles which were public within the university network to obtain a sample size of 200 profiles, of which 43.5% were female users. The average age of the profiles was 20 years. Coders were trained to look at the profiles in a systematic manner. They started with the demographics to ensure that the users were over the age of 18. Then the status updates were evaluated for depression symptom disclosure, starting from the date of evaluation to the same day from 1 year prior. For status updates that included a depression symptom, coders recorded it exactly as is, including the date. Lastly, for profiles which included depression symptoms, coders evaluated whether or not other Facebook users commented on the update. References to depression symptoms were based on the DSM. For example, one symptom keyword is hopelessness, and any reference to this word would be coded as a reference to depression. According to the DSM, 5 or more depression symptoms must be present during the same 2-week period, and at least one of the symptoms is depressed mood or loss of interest, and so this criteria was also used. Results. Overall, 25% of profiles examined disclosed 1 or more depressive symptoms on status updates. It was determined that there were 50 references of depressed mood, 15 for guilt and worthlessness, 6 for indecisiveness, 5 for loss of energy, 1 for decreased interest, and 1 for loss of appetite. Researchers noted that participants who displayed depression symptoms were more likely to have updated their profile more recently, with an average of 3.2 days. Sleep concern references were also common among 41.5% of profiles, with half the participants displaying both depression and sleeplessness in their